Namaste Sundar Bhaiya, and namaste to all the participants also. Ji Bhaiya, so what are we going to talk about today?
Today I will talk about traditional Indian ways of vaccination and immuno boosting.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea about the traditional Indian ways of vaccination.
Yes.
That is going to be quite an interesting topic to interact with and listen to. So,
Yes.
namaste to all the participants. We have Dr. Sundaraj Perumal with us as our resource person, and as Sundar Bhaiya was telling us that he's going to talk about the traditional Indian ways of vaccination. I can see Ranganathji is unmuted. Maybe Ranganathji, you'd like to interact, put forward a query.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening, Ranganath Bhaiya.
Good evening. Yeah, good evening, Dr. Garu.
Good evening, sir.
I am happy to share that I am getting on well. I'm busy with the evaluation and practical exams for first year and the second year, sir. I am going on. I am transmitting what you have said, what you have given to me, to all my colleagues, and some of the students also. They are asking their doubts regarding today. One student asked me about overdoing this what we call lifting that heavy, and I don't know that one.
Yes.
People go for exercises and other things.
Overdoing physical activity.
Gym. Yes, sir. Gym, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, that is. It should not be go to the level of maximum extent. They asked me.
Yes.
Actually, I have not seen that video, but they asked me. I said today I may ask my doctor, and I will give my information to you all. And my colleague also asked. He told me that minimum are to the extent possible, and we should have a good trainer also.
Yeah. So maybe this question was triggered by the fact that a very popular Kannada superstar Puneet Rajkumar died of heart attack while doing exercise in his gym at the age of 46 today. So it's a sad news, but it also raises so many questions. As we all know, being physically active is the single most important thing we have to do, and lack of physical activity is a main killer, almost the fourth largest cause for death, and so many other disabilities and diseases. So we all should be physically active. At the same time, we should also be careful about how much of physical activity we are subjecting our body to. It's very important to understand our physical capacity and how much physical strain the body can endure, and slowly we can increase the physical activity step by step and not at once. And in certain seasons, for example, in hot seasons, the physical activity has to be completely minimized, particularly things like heavy lifting and gym and other things. And even in other regular seasons like cold seasons, it should be, like we can say, up to our half capacity. If I can do 100 push-ups, 50 push-ups every day is enough. So we need to limit ourselves without overexerting ourselves, because sometimes this overexertion also has a very drastic effect on our own health. Many people who are marathon runners and who practice for such great events sometimes subject their body to overstrain, and in the long run it might have a negative effect on their own health. So it's very important for us to balance it in such a way that in fact the idea of Shram and Vyayam. Shram is something which we can do while there is some kind of productivity. For example, we do cleaning our house or gardening or bringing some vegetables, walking, cycling. All these things have some kind of productivity and also keep us active. And vyayam is like something which we do when we are unable to give enough exercise to specific joints, specific for example, if you have a neck pain or back pain or knee joint pain, we want to do some specific exercises to strengthen those joints, or specific exercises to reduce the extra fat. That we need to do strictly under medical supervision, consult some physiotherapist, ask for exercises which are suitable for our own body type, and then always keep a tab on ourselves. It's very important for us to observe our body. Body will tell us that today I am not that active and not able to perform at full capacity. It will give us clear signals. All we have to do is listen, observe. And once we observe and listen, it's very easy to understand that today is not the right day to give full full-blown exercise to the body or something like that. So body always senses signals when it is very active, when it is unable to withstand the physical strain. So accordingly, we can change these things. It's very important for us to stay active. At the same time, it is very important to not overexert ourselves and subject ourselves to some dangerous side effects. I hope I answered your question, sir. Okay, fine. Manisha ji.
Ji bhaiya.
Yeah.
Bhaiya, in the same light,
Yeah.
I just wanted to put forward one more query.
Yeah.
regarding the idea that if a person is a COPD patient,
Yes.
asthmatic,
Yes.
okay, and maybe if the person is walking in the sun due to any emergency, due to any requirement for about a kilometer or so, and then by the end of the day one is feeling very exhausted, and even the lips seem to be quite dark, that I understand is due to lack of oxygen.
Yes.
And by the end, a lingering pain in the head is there. And that continues and persists for quite some time. And even if the person is lying on the stomach and trying to grasp in as much of oxygen as possible. So what could be done at that very point of time when the person knows that he is feeling exhausted due to lack of oxygen, and there is no immediate medication available around?
Yes.
So how to relax the body? And because one can understand, I mean, at least I can understand, if the palpitation and the heart rate is high, that means heart is trying to compensate, and though that is not good, because overstraining the heart may lead to some other disorders or attack or something of that kind, enlargement of heart. All that happens with the COPD patients. So yes. How to manage that situation, and what can be done in that case?
Yeah, the thing is, first thing is, it's very important for COPD patients to not overexert themselves. It is, of course, it's essential for them to stay active. But at the same time, when the body is, giving up and it's not getting enough oxygen, and all the symptoms you have mentioned, they are there, and it is a clear sign of very under supply of this oxygen to the various parts of the body. So it is very important at that particular point of time to get as much oxygen as possible. And immediately, if the person is at home, it is very essential to get maximum ventilation, open all the doors, let the fresh air come in, or go out and stay in the balcony, take maximum air. And this is if the patient is not in a very complicated and emergency condition. If at all it is an emergency, we have to rush him to the hospital. But if nowadays most of the people have their own pulse oximeters in their house or even in their smartwatches, and if the oxygen saturation is much below 85, then one has to be rushed to an hospital. But if the oxygen saturation is maintained above 90, but still there is a lot of breathlessness, and the patient feels palpitation is there, because the palpitation, as you have rightly pointed out, heart is trying its best to supply maximum blood to different organs of the body, so that oxygen will reach different parts of the body. So in that particular point of time, it is advised to take deep breaths, deep breaths, so that the heart also will calm down, and slowly these whatever the vessels and all the channels which got constricted because of already lack of oxygen, slowly they expand. When the vasodilatation happens, blood also flows freely, all the air channels also they open, and we will get maximum oxygen from if the room is sufficiently ventilated. So some people, they have this emergency, what we can say it is a home remedy. They use honey and a pinch of not even a pinch, it's a very minute quantity of this black pepper. So they rub a little bit black pepper in honey and then put it in the eyes, two drops of these things in the eyes. That somehow triggers this vasodilatation, and suddenly people start getting more oxygen. This is one home remedy. People do it whenever there is a lot of breathlessness and palpitation. But it is very important for us to actually assess the condition, and if needed, rush to a hospital. Otherwise, stay in a well ventilated place and be relaxed. The stress itself will constrict all the vessels, and it will cut down the supply of oxygen to various parts of the body. So when the mind is relaxed, slowly all the vessels will open up. That is something we can do. And one glass of really hot water, as much hot as we can drink, also will open up all the channels, and it will also relax the mind. So there are some home remedies, but it's always important for us to act according to the situation.
Nice. Thank you so much, Bhaiya. This is.
I have one more question, sir. May I ask you, madam?
Please go ahead.
Sir, after bath, I take Surya Namaskar. I take 5 rounds. After 5th round, I feel reeling sensation, doctor, before I go to puja, prayer.
Okay.
That is my problem, sir. I forgot. I have been thinking to ask you.
Yeah. What time it will be generally?
It's a morning, sir, before I go to Gales by 7:15 or 7:30.
Yeah. So
only after 5th round, I feel reeling sensation. It will be there for morning 7.
What time you wake up, sir?
Morning, sir.
What time you wake up?
5 o'clock, sir.
5 o'clock. So from 5 o'clock to 7:15, 7:30, in this 2.5 hours, you will have something, a glass of milk or something like that.
Sir.
You have something, like, will you take something?
I take a cup of coffee, sir.
In the morning after getting?
Yes, sir. Yes, soon after getting, I take cup of coffee. Before I go to bath, I take another cup of coffee. After bath, before I go for prayer, I do Surya Namaskar. I take 5 rounds. Okay. Then after 5th round, I feel a reeling sensation. Just a minute. Then I will be all right, sir.
Yeah. Sometimes because of the physical exertion it is happening, I strongly recommend you to take one cup or 1 glass of milk in the morning. Apart from 1 cup, you are taking 2 cups of coffee. Instead of that, you replace 1 cup of coffee with milk.
Sure.
That should solve this problem. You just try it and tell me how it is.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir. Sir, I will inform you, sir. I follow it. I adopt that style, and I will inform you, sir.
Okay.
But it will be only for half a second, half a minute. Then I will be all right. I will be all right.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Yogesh ji, I think you wanted to ask something. There was one more mic unmuted. If I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
Before we begin the session, if any of our participants would like to put forward a query, it will be a nice interaction. Yes, Mukul ji. Hello. Mukul, I saw the mic unmuted. Please put forward your query. Don't hesitate.
Ma'am, I'm audible.
Perfectly audible, Mukul.
Ma'am, I want to tell, but I want talk personally, ma'am.
Sure. In that case, Bhaiya, if it is possible, you can write your contact in the chat so that Mukul
Yes, ma'am.
can, or you can send a chat message personally to Dr. Sundaraj. That will be read by Dr. Sundaraj himself.
Ma'am, if
It's okay. It's perfectly all right, beta.
if it's possible, can you say?
It is definitely possible.
I have written my email ID.
You've written, Bhaiya's, Dr. Sundaraj has written his email ID.
Okay,
You can
thank
mail him your query and you will get the answer.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay?
Let's keep in touch via email, Mukul.
And keep in
Thank
touch
you,
with Bhaiya.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Nice, very nice. I think more of the students would like to put forward their queries. They can go ahead before we really begin with our session on the ancient system of vaccination in the country.
So, shall we start?
Yes, Bhaiya, I think we can start our session.
Okay. So, as I've told you, we have this wonderful tradition of strengthening the immune system of newborn babies, and not just newborn babies, people who are having some problem with fighting with infections, with less immunity. There are various ways of enhancing the immune system, strengthening the immune system in a natural way without any side effects. And it worked for thousands of years, and it's still working miracles in so many cases. So it's a nice thing to understand what exactly is the scientific evidence and scientific research, how we can understand these rare traditions we have in our own country in light of scientific research, and how these things are helping and how can they help us in future, so that the past experiences, past tradition, past rich culture can pave a wonderful path for our healthy future. So that's why I thought this will be a nice way to discuss about the traditional way of strengthening the immune system, traditional way of vaccination. So one important thing after the child's birth we were doing in our tradition is Swarna Prashan. Swarna Prashan is giving gold, elemental gold, nanoparticles of gold to the newborn baby along with simple herbs and honey and ghee. So this was told in various not just Ayurveda books or some traditional these things, but so many spiritual books, so many other shastras and all. And now a lot of research is happening on the effect of gold on immune system, effect of gold on various parts of the body, various organs and organ systems. And the whole world is doing a lot of research on the effect of elemental gold on your immune system. So it's worth noting that thousands of years back, we have started this tradition of giving this gold, elemental gold, to our children to strengthen their immunity. So this, in fact, my own kids, the first thing they have received after taking birth, the day one, even before mother's milk, is gold bhasma. And I can say that they are much healthier, and they never had any need for consuming any antibiotics or any allopathic medicines till now. So thanks to this wonderful way of strengthening the immune system shown in our own tradition, which I feel it is my responsibility, being an Ayurveda doctor, to create awareness about it, about the scientific thing about this thing. You know, so lots and lots of studies were performed on this particular thing. You know, a pharmacoclinical study of a Madhu Gruta Swarna Vacha combination. Madhu is honey, Gruta is cow's ghee, Swarna is gold, and Vacha is a herb. So this combination was given to neonates, newly born kids, and it has demonstrated a significant immunological response in the form of antibody formation inside the body, humoral antibody formation, and actions on the immunological system. And it is evident by triggering of the responses of the immunological system by a rise of total proteins and serum IgG levels. These are all the indicators of increased immunity. So I can also give all the references at the end of this thing, or I'll send a document which I'm quoting from. So there are so many other studies. Another experimental study has evaluated the efficacy of this Swarna Bhasma. Bhasma is like we turn this gold into ash. We make Swarna Bhasma, and one property of this Bhasma, or any Bhasma of any metal, is that there is Apunar Bhavatva. You will not be able to get back that metal from that ash. So that is the ultimate form, which is much safer, very safe, even for a kid who just took birth, just came out of the womb of the mother. It's so safe. So they did a lot of research on human beings and also in animals. You know, in mice, they did the effect of, they studied the effect of this Swarna Bhasma on non-specific immunity. So these mice, they were given these incremental doses of Swarna Bhasma orally for 10 days. And it was observed that this Swarna Bhasma significantly increased the counts of peritoneal macrophages and stimulated phagocytic index of macrophages. So this actually demonstrates the immunostimulant activity of traditional Ayurvedic formulation Swarna Bhasma. So these macrophages, they actually they eat away all the waste, they kill the bacteria, they consume the bacteria. So they increased in the blood of mice once the Swarna Bhasma has been administered for just 10 days. You know, another experimental study on animals, you know, they have shown that free radical scavenging activity of Swarna Bhasma. Lots and lots of free radicals, they get accumulated in our own body. They are like toxins, they are like poisonous substances which get accumulated in our body, and they trigger the cell death, they trigger degeneration, they trigger aging process, these free radicals. Just like if you keep an iron rod on the outside in the moist air, suddenly the iron rod gets rusted. A similar thing happens inside the body. The oxidation process happens and it gets triggered by the free radicals. And Swarna Bhasma is known to be scavenging these free radicals, removing these free radicals from the body. You know, it showed a significant increase in the activity of two free radical reducing enzymes. They are called superoxide dismutase and catalase. So these enzymes have been increased because of the administration of Swarna Bhasma, and thus the free radicals have been scavenged from the body. So there are several studies. I can just go on reading all these studies, but ultimately what I'm trying to prove is that scientifically it has been proven that gold is having wonderful immunoboosting and free radical scavenging effect. And apart from that, there is also this effect on the nervous system. Another study, particularly in human beings, a lot of studies have been done, and even in rats and other animals, they have studied the effect of this Swarnabhasma on their brain, on the stress levels. And it was observed that Swarnabhasma restrained stress-induced elevation in the levels of brain catecholamines, norepinephrine, epinephrine, dopamine, and all these things. They indicate that the stress levels have been reduced significantly after administration of Swarnabhasma. And a lot of toxicity studies and safety studies also happened on Swarnabhasma. So what if we administer this Swarnabhasma to a baby who just came out of the mother's womb, or to a person who is 90 years old, 95 years old, elderly people, where their vital organs are very vulnerable? Suddenly, what if the kidney or some other organ suddenly stops functioning because of these heavy metals? So this was the fear among medical fraternity, though Swarnabhasma's efficacy has been proven. Lots and lots of toxicity studies have been done on the efficacy of Swarnabhasma. And these studies, they say that there is no acute side effects or chronic side effects. They have done tests on rats and other animals, and also on human beings. So these studies show that instantly after administering, after 10 days, after 1 month, after 1 year, after 10 years, like that, they have studied these toxicity studies, and they have shown that there is no effect on the kidneys, on the liver, on the most vital organs after administering Swarnabhasma for a long period. So this is what I wanted to tell about the scientific research. But as far as Ayurveda is concerned, Ayurveda says that this Swarnabhasma is having a wonderful, they describe in a beautiful way that this Swarnabhasma helps in Medha, Agni, Balavardhanam. It improves the intellect. It strengthens the digestion and metabolism. It increases the immunity, and it also increases the physical strength, and it is all, in fact, they say that it also enhances the glow, complexion, and color of the people who use this Swarnabhasma. And it also helps us keep always ourselves protected from microorganisms and other infections. So this is what Ayurveda says about administering Swarnabhasma. So generally, how do we do this administration of Swarnabhasma? I will tell you. Normally, after birth, immediately after birth, we give this Swarnabhasma almost 2 mg dosage for at least 1 month. And in fact, it has been told that at least for 6 months, if you can give this Swarnabhasma, they become what we call the Srutadhari, like whatever they listen, they just grasp it. That much of intellect will be seen for people, for kids who take Swarna Prashana for 6 months. But to enhance the immunity, at least 1 month of Swarna Prashana is necessary, is what they say. So nowadays, in lots and lots of Indian states, many Ayurveda doctors, they are giving the Swarna Prashana on the auspicious day of Pushmi Nakshatra. I think today is Pushmi Nakshatra. So on the auspicious day of Pushmi Nakshatra, they administer this Swarna Prashana, and after that, they ask the mothers to continue this Swarna Prashana. So there is also this very special way of administering Swarna Prashana after 6 months. Normally, some people might have known this tradition of taking this vacha stick and rubbing it on with honey and making the child lick it, because this vacha helps in early milestones like speaking and understanding and other things. People who have kids who have difficulty in speaking, they are specially given this vacha. So this vacha is a herb, a small stick like thing, through which we put a gold thread, and we rub it along with the gold, and we give this thing. So vacha is a herb. Someone is asking what is vacha. It's a herb. In Telugu we call it vasa, and Acorus calamus is the botanical name. So all over the country we have this tradition of rubbing this vacha with honey and making the kid lick it, for the enhancement of mental strength, intellect, and also for enhancement of the immunity. So we in South India, there is a, I think it's there in North India also, they put this 24 karat gold thread inside this herb, and we just like a current wire is there, and outside there is a plastic coating. Similarly, gold wire is there, and outside it there is vacha. So they make a hole, longitudinal hole, and put the wire inside it, the gold wire, and they they rub it on the on honey, and they just make the kid lick it first thing in the morning. So these are a few ways of doing Swarna Prashna for a small newborn kid. But they say that even at any point of time, in entire human being's lifetime, any point of time we want to enhance the immunity, you can give Swarna Prashana. It's a wonderful way of strengthening the immunity. So this is one way. So I think there are some questions I'll just ask, because I also want to tell about there is another wonderful way of strengthening the immunity, which right now we are trying to make it popularize this thing. So someone named Pallavi is asking that there is a question on YouTube and need mic to ask the question. If you have a question related to this particular Swarna Prashna, please ask a quick question, and after that I'll go to the next important topic. And Parimila Gandhi also raised hand.
Bhaiya, the question on YouTube is not related to this topic. It is about some exercise.
Okay. Let us take that question at the end. So
yes, we'll take it in the end then.
Okay. So this Swarna Prashan, nowadays we get the prepared Swarna Bhasma. It costs around a good company Swarna Bhasma costs around 1,000 rupees, and it is enough for at least 45 days of Swarna Prashana. So yeah, like if you give 2 mg per day for 45 days, it will be around 90 mg, and so that will be enough for 45 days. So for 6 months, maybe you have to spend around 4,000 rupees. But I can assure you that this is a really worthy investment in strengthening the immunity. Even if you are giving other vaccinations, still you can give this Swarna Prashana to your kids. Yeah, someone says that they have a question related to Swarna Prashana. Please go ahead, madam.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
So Swarna Prashna, here they say it should be administered from the age of 0 to 18. Is there any age limit?
Yeah, normally that is our tradition. The first thing we put in the mouth of the baby is Swarna Prashana. That is our tradition. But even if we miss that this thing at any age, even if I want to strengthen my immunity right now at the age of 42, I can have Swarna Prashana. For 1 month is like minimum thing. If you can have it for 6 months, it will be wonderful. So if you can spend some 1,000 rupees per month to boost your immunity, that will be a great way of it's not like a specific vaccine or something like that. It is a non-specific immunobooster. Like your body will get strength to fight against any kind of infections, any kind of bacteria, virus, or fungus, or any other microorganism. So, and as I've told you, it's not just to strengthen our immunity, it will also enhance the intellect. It also strengthens the nervous system. So and lot of study research has been done about the efficacy of this Swarna Bhasma, and also about the toxicity, if at all it is there. It has been proven beyond doubt that there is no toxicity even after long-term usage of Swarna Bhasma. Yeah, at any age we can use this Swarna Bhasma.
Question: can it be taken continuously in a month, or is there
Yes.
any time gap?
No need of any time gap nowadays, because people are not willing to take that effort of taking it continuously. Some doctors have popularized the usage of administration of Swarna Prashna drops on the Pushami Nakshatra a day, once in a month. But I strongly recommend usage of this Swarna Prashna every day for at least a minimum of 1 month, and then you will see wonderful changes in our immunity.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, someone is asking any company product. I use for my own kids the company called Sri Dudpapeshwar Limited. It's a very standard this thing. But of course, companies like Dabur, even Patanjali, they all make Swarna Bhasma and they are all good. So my personal recommendation is Sri Dudpapeshwar Limited from Bangalore. Okay.
So can you share that address, complete address, in a chat box later?
What address?
From where we get in a Bangalore?
Any Ayurvedic shop nearby, you can ask for this Swarna Bhasma, or I even recommend just you contact your nearby Ayurveda doctor, so that see, if it is for a kid, the dose might differ. If it is for an elderly person, it might differ. So it is better if you can just consult a doctor. Accordingly, they will suggest you how to take this Swarna Prashna, and how many days to take and which company to take. The one which I've mentioned right now, I'll just write it in the chat window. So
Okay. Because like here, when we consider doctor, they said like it should be administered only on Pushami Nakshatra day, not in other days.
no, that is not at all true.
That.
Absolutely wrong. Okay. I'm just writing the company's name, Sri Dotapapeshwar Limited, Swarna Bhasma. Okay. So yeah, so right dosage and all, normally I'll just give a small idea. If you take 100 mg of this Swarna Bhasma, you take a silver bowl with a cap. Generally we use for kumkum. In jewelry shop we get a silver bowl with a cap, tight cap. We put the Bhasma in it and put 1 spoon of honey and 1 spoon of cow ghee, mix it well, and just put 2 drops every day in the morning on empty stomach for the kids. If it is for adults, maybe you can take 5 drops like that. Okay, so that is what we do here. Of course, there are so many other ways to, nowadays. Many pharmacies, they are coming up with tablet form, which can be immediately dissolved in a little hot water and easily administered, and so many other things, but they are a bit expensive. The most economical way is to purchase Swarna Bhasma and use it. So this is one way, but I strongly recommend all of you, if at all you want to do it for your kids or for yourself, just consult an Ayurveda doctor. They will guide you properly. So there is another important and most traditional way of increasing our own immunity, which we are actually doing it at our own place, our own premises. Recently we have started this, and there are so many organizations which are doing this. It's called FPGP vaccination. FPGP is a fresh Panchagavya Prashana. Panchagavya is a special mixture of 5 important things we get from the cow, along with some simple herbs. And this fresh Panchagavya Prashana, we do it on the day of full moon, Purnima day, we do it. And we recommend 2 doses of fresh Panchagavya Prashana to boost the immunity. I will tell you how we do this and where you can get this thing. This next Purnima will be on November 20th. So if you can find some center nearby, which gives this, most of the institutions, they are doing it free of cost, and they are giving 2 doses within a gap of 30 days. And this is running parallel to the regular vaccination program. We all know that already the country has crossed 1 crore of vaccination doses. But still, there are so many people who are getting affected with various infections, not just corona, but there are so many other infections. This FBGP is fresh Panchagavya Prashana is a very, very potent vaccination against any kind of infection, not just coronavirus, any kind of bacterial or viral infections or fungal infections. So they say that this Panchagavya has this antimicrobial, antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal capacity. It boosts the immunity. In fact, it is also anti-diabetic, anti-cancerous. People with epilepsy fits, it works as anti-convulsant, and it also purifies the blood. And if we give any other medicine along with Panchagavya, it delivers the medicine better to the target organ. There are so many things, like Panchagavya is a mixture of cow milk, cow ghee, cow curd, cow urine, and extract of cow dung. And also we use a simple products helps to process this whole thing. So they say that this Panchagavya products are rich in nitrogen, sulfur, phosphate, sodium, manganese, carbolic and succinic acid, citric acid, iron, silicon, chlorine, magnesium, calcium salts, vitamin A, B, C, D, E, and all minerals and hormones are present in this mixture of Panchagavya. And a lot of research, if you just type Panchagavya, scientific aspects of Panchagavya or scientific research on Panchagavya, you'll get thousands of scientific papers and lots of scientific evidence how this Panchagavya is helping in boosting our immunity and treating various diseases. It helps in inducing the immunomodulation, not just immuno-boosting. It also modulates the immunity. In some cases, immune system is sometimes hyperacting, overacting in some diseases like psoriasis, rheumatoid arthritis, vasculitis, ankylosing spondylitis, systemic lupus erythematosus, where the immune system is not weak. It is strong, but it is destroying our own body. So there we need immunomodulation, not immunosuppression, not immunoboosting. So this Panchagavya is known to be having this immunomodulation effect on the body at the cellular level. And, it also helps in upregulating the lymphocyte proliferation activity. Lymphocytes, they are responsible for our defense mechanism, and they proliferate, they increase in number, they strengthen the body just by taking this Panchagavya Prashana. And also, as I've told earlier about Swarna Prashana, this Panchagavya also increases the macrophage activity, increases the secretion of cytokines. And, and the other most important aspect of Panchagavya is it acts as a wonderful anti-aging agent by preventing the free radical formation. As I've told you, Swarna Bhasma helps in scavenging the free radicals. Panchagavya helps in preventing the formation of free radicals. And even it acts at the level of the DNA. It repairs the damaged DNA. Damaged DNA is the cause for all the disturbances, excess growth or proliferation of cells and increase of cancer and other tumors. Because of the damaged DNA, all these things happen. And Panchagavya is known to be repairing this damaged DNA, and this has been scientifically proven in 2005 by Dhama et al. So there are lots and lots of scientific research is there. So nowadays, immunity is reducing drastically due to various reasons: environmental pollution, agrochemicals which they use, and pesticides and other things in farming, and so many heavy metals, so many toxins, and lots and lots of stress, not eating in time, not sleeping in time, not getting up in time, no physical activity. So many factors which are responsible for reduction of our immunological strength. So this immunomodulatory agents like Panchagavya and Swarnaprashana, they enhance these immune responses, they upregulate the lymphocyte proliferation, and this all, I don't want to go into the scientific details, but luckily there are so many doctors who are doing it. This they call it a Indian style of vaccination. At least 2 times you have this vaccination. It is very, very effective. I'll give you some details where you can get it. But before that, I will also tell you few things about the ingredients of this Panchagavya. Because of this, the social fabric of this country is like this. It's a very delicate and sensitive thing, where we tell you that we include this cow urine and extract of cow dung in this Panchagavya, and it might hurt some people that this is more of Hindu this thing or something like that. But what I'm trying to tell you is this is very, very scientific, and I'm just purely quoting the scientific research papers. Cow urine, it reduces the ill effects of heavy medication of allopathy. So many allopathic medicines many people are using every day, and because of this allopathic medicines, people are getting so many side effects. And in 2010, a big huge research paper has been published on the effect of simple cow urine, the distilled and purified cow urine, how it reduces the effects of these negative effects of the overusage of allopathic drugs, and how it increases the immunity. Cow urine contains 24 types of salts and so many, calcium, phosphorus, carbonic acid, potash, nitrogen, ammonia, manganese, iron, sulfur, phosphates, urea and uric acid, amino acids, enzymes and cytokines and lactose. So many things are there in cow urine. And there is also copper present in cow urine. Elemental copper is there in cow urine, and it is capable of destroying so many infections and diseases, and it acts as an antidote for so many poisonous things. And it is some very interesting fact I'll try to tell you. There are these oil pipelines which carry oil from one country to another country, and on the pipelines microbial biofilm formation happens, and because of these microbes, this oil pipelines will get corroded. This corrosion of these oil pipelines happen, and this is a major problem in transmission of oil and petroleum products. And cow's urine has these antimicrobial properties, and it has been used to control these microbes, thereby reducing the corrosion of pipelines. And it has been published in a scientific paper in 2014. Ogochukwu and other scientists have published this paper about usage of cow's urine to reduce the corrosion of oil pipelines, because it controls the microbial film formation on the pipes. So, of course, there are so many things which I want to share you, but because of lack of time, I'll try to reduce it. But they say that both the T cells, B cells, which are very important for immunity, and the levels of IgG, IgA, and IgM antibody titers, all these things get enhanced. And a lot of research happened on animals, and also on human beings, on the effect of this cow urine, and how it boosts the immunity and how it increases the general health. And of course, I will tell you some very interesting things. Like, as I've told you, it helps in boosting the immunity. It is antimicrobial, and it is wonderfully working on so many drug resistant bacteria and viruses which are not responding to so many antibiotics. It also helps in wound healing, and where the infection is not allowing the wounds to heal. It helps in treating diseases like cancer, AIDS, diabetes, skin problems. It increases the appetite. And we actually use cow urine by a process called distillation process. We heat the cow's urine, and the vapor gets cooled down, and it is a very stable thing without adding any preservatives. It stays like this without getting spoiled. And so I will tell you a very interesting fact. Modern antibiotics, antibiotics which we use on tuberculosis and so many other tough diseases, people did a lot of research by giving this distilled cow urine along with these modern antibiotics, and they have seen that this helps in controlling the bacterial infections in a better way when given along with this cow's urine. And this research happened in India and also abroad. And drugs like ampicillin, isoniazid, clotrimazole, cyanocobalamin, rifampicin, Taxol, paclitaxel, and so many other drugs were given along with cow's urine, and these drugs are acting much better when given along with cow's urine, distilled cow's urine. So there are so many individual effects on cancer and other very dangerous diseases, and also infections like fungal infections, tough fungal infections where allopathic drugs are failing. There, this cow's urine has been found to be very effective and against strong fungi like Fusarium, Lateritium, and so many other fungi. So what I'm trying to tell you is this is not something related to religion or something related to tradition. These are all scientific researches. Lots and lots of research happened, and we have to be we should have an open mind to see that this is something which is happening in our tradition from so many years, and now the world is accepting this. Lots and lots of patents have been filed in various countries. The utility of cow's urine and using cow's urine to enhance the effect of other medicines, other antibiotics, and so of course there are so many diseases where cow's urine has wonderful effect, like simple problems like flu, allergies, cold, arthritis, bacterial and viral infections, chickenpox, smallpox, tuberculosis, enteritis, constipation, liver problems, infections like leprosy, ear infections, obesity, gastric ulcers, depression, heart disease, asthma, tetanus, Parkinson's disease, eczema, fatigue, wounds, stones in the kidneys, so many diseases, even for cancer. So this is just one cow's urine, and I have I have reams and reams of research papers written on this cow's urine. And it's not just cow's urine. As I told you, this vaccination, we use cow's urine and cow's milk, which also is very important part of Panchagavya. It's the best vitalizer of human health. It plays a bioprotective role in human health, and it is very easily digestible. It is effective in curing fever, pain, tumors, diabetes. Cow's milk acts as a medicine. And also it is a suitable medium for administering medicines. We use so many kshirapakas. We give that herb, ask them to boil it along with cow's milk and take it, because it enhances the effect of those medicines. And it has fungicidal, antiviral properties. Cow's milk has been used in kidney disorders. I personally have given this cow's milk as a main diet for so many kidney failure patients who are undergoing dialysis. Normally, the kidney doctors, they say that you should not drink milk, but cow's milk we can give, and it helps in regeneration of the kidney cells. I have seen it personally with my own patients. So of course, it has vitamin A, good for eyesight. It has better absorption of nutrients, reduces acidity, reduces the chances of ulcers in the stomach. Of course, if a mother is not having enough milk, the best substitute is cow's milk. Always, from thousands of years, it has been the best substitute for mother's milk. Next to mother's milk, it is the best milk available. And it's a blend of all the nutrients necessary for body's development of young ones. We also have a special therapy called milk therapy. We advise people to take 48 days only milk, nothing else. This helps in regeneration of degenerated cells, and anti-aging properties happen just by taking cow's milk. My wife, she started this milk therapy from today. She is taking only milk, nothing else, whole day, maybe some 2 to 3 liters of milk. Breakfast, lunch, dinner is milk, snacks is milk, whatever in between also milk. So like this, we have given this milk therapy to degenerative disease, where it's like a vascular necrosis, ankylosing spondylitis, where the discs and the cartilage, the bones, they get necrosed. And in such conditions, we have seen the regeneration of bones, regeneration of various organs just by giving the milk therapy. It has anti-aging properties. This cow milk has rejuvenative properties. I can just go on telling the virtues of cow's milk. And of course, again, cow's curd. Curd, again, it is like in Ayurveda, they say it is Tridosha-nasak. And blood-related problems, piles, gastrointestinal disorders, all these things will be cured with cow's curd. And it is an efficient probiotic. Our gut, on whole intestine, it lodges some billions and billions of bacteria which are useful for our health, and they help in keeping ourselves safe, protect us from other harmful bacteria. These useful bacteria, they get nourished when you take curd. It's a wonderful probiotic. Okay, so it's a digestive, nutritive, useful in so many gastrointestinal ailments. And they help in reducing the growth of harmful microorganisms. And curd has been used to treat so many diseases, curd and buttermilk in Ayurveda also. And also we add cow's ghee in this Panchagavya. Cow's ghee, it improves memory, it makes the voice better, it increases the vision, it increases the brain's function, intelligence, and increases the body's resistance to infections. And physical, mental health will get enhanced if you regularly use just 2-3 spoons of pure cow's ghee every day. It's a wonderful blood purifier, anti-aging agent, good for cholesterol, good for heart patients. It helps in preventing and controlling diseases like paralysis and asthma. And of course, it is an immunostimulant. And a lot of I'm just reading all these things not from Ayurveda books. I'm reading from the scientific papers. It increases the neutrophil adhesion, hemagglutination titer, and is helpful in delayed type of hypersensitivity. All these things, they have been proven. Just cow ghee is not, we don't think it is a medicine, but it acts much, much stronger than a medicine. So, and if you combine this ghee with certain herbs, it can cure so many diseases, so many wonderful properties, and all the properties of those herbs will get enhanced when you fortify with cow's ghee. And of course, now the controversial thing is cow dung. So cow dung, again, I'm just quoting lots and lots of research papers right now. Whatever I'm speaking, it's just purely scientific thing. Cow dung possesses antiseptic, antibacterial, antifungal properties. We take the extract of this cow dung. It acts as a skin tonic. It is useful in psoriasis, eczema, in gangrene, where the complete body's organ gets cut off from the blood circulation. It becomes black and it's ready to be removed. In such conditions also, we can regenerate using this cow dung, and we mix this extract with some neem leaves in various skin diseases, and we burn the cow dung cakes and make tooth powders, to reduce the microorganisms inside the oral cavity. And so many germs of like bacteria of malaria and other TB and fungal infections, so many other bacteria, they get killed with these fumes of the cow dung cakes. And I'm just quoting all these things from the research papers. Okay, so like we take all these things, all the 5 products from this cow, and we mix them in a specific way to make this vaccine, freshly prepared Panchagavya Prashana vaccine. And we are administering this free of cost for all people. And it is happening every Purnima day. So nearby, wherever you are residing, in whichever state you are, some center will be there which will be administering this Panchagavya Prashan. They prepare it freshly and just put 1 spoon of this medicine in your mouth, and only 1 dose in 1 month. Like that, 2 successive doses will help in enhancing the immune system in a wonderful way. And of course, if there are some specific ailments, it is strongly recommended if you can take it more more than 1 dose, like regularly for 1 month. Or we say that 45 days of Panchagavya Prashan will help in so many tough diseases, not just for healthy people, but so many people with so many ailments. This Panchagavya Prashan will be helpful. We enhance this Panchagavya with some herbs like darbha and giloy and other things while we prepare this Panchagavya. So if it is available nearby, please do take it. Someone is asking me to put the information in the thing. I have a